How you guys doing? Dan Albano here, Orange County Register, OC Varsity. And there's some big news that came out yesterday on high school sports, and particularly the season 2 playoffs here in the CIF Southern section, SoCal. We know how the script has gone, right? There has not been a lot of good news on the high school front. There's been delays, there's been cancellations. That's been going on for months. But finally, yesterday on April 12th, there was a lot of good news. There are going to be postseason championships held in many of the sports that are going to be going on in season 2. It's an impressive lineup for the postseason. Baseball, softball are going to have team playoffs. Same with girls and boys basketball, boys and girls soccer, boys volleyball, boys and girls dual meet wrestling, boys and girls tennis, boys and girls lacrosse. Those are all moving forward in season 2 team championships, probably coming in around May. So that's a lot of good news for some high school athletes and high school teams that have, a lot of those sports were shut down and not able to compete last March because of the pandemic. So the way it's looking for those sports is that it's going to be home sites throughout the playoffs. It's looking like. And what that means is that you're going to have the playoffs are going to happen at individual schools and throughout the playoffs. And, a lot of times in baseball, basketball, soccer, and various sports, they'll have championships, held at a big venue where they'll have multiple teams there and they'll have a set of games throughout the whole day. Like if you think about, basketball championships being held at Azusa Pacific, or you'll see, Godinez or Mater Dei will hold a bunch of basketball championships. That's not going to be the case because of the pandemic and some of the guidelines from the CDPH. You have to have, right now you can have 2 teams can compete against each other. So that's why they're going to do it this way. So how about the individual sports you're probably wondering about? So CIF Southern Section seeking approval, working with health departments on getting, exemptions for individual championships in the sports of track and field, boys and girls swim, boys and girls golf, boys and girls tennis. And, the CIF sounds really confident and optimistic that that's going to happen. This is something they have been already working on. And I really get the feel that it's going to happen. And you're going to see some of these individual championships go on. And basically, the one sport that's not going to really it looks like it's not going to have individual championships is wrestling, because basically it doesn't have the exemption status that those other sports I just mentioned have with the CDPH. The CDPH guidelines for youth sports will allow the sports like swim, track, golf, and tennis to have the tournament style, multiple team events. Those are obviously outdoor sports that helps them a lot. They're, not high contact sports. So they have that exemption status. While wrestling is indoor, high contact, it doesn't have that exemption status at this point. As much as health conditions are improving, the number of COVID cases are going down dramatically. The vaccine is being more widely distributed, but wrestling is not there quite yet for individual. But there is team wrestling, so the kids will be hitting the mats, and that's a good thing. So not a complete victory when it comes to the spring sports, season 2 sports, but a lot of them, most of them are going to be going through, and that's a good thing. So definitely look for some more updates coming from the CIF Southern Section about playoff dates and venues. They're working a lot on this. So and be sure to follow our coverage on OC Varsity, where it's going to be a really exciting and action-packed May and June in this crazy pandemic school year. It's going to be a wild finish, then we're going to get to the summer. There's no summer dead period. And before you know it, some kids are going to be going off to college. Some kids are going to be getting ready for another year of high school before you know it. So everyone stay safe out there. Keep it dialed in here and celebrate some good news for once.